Check it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wibwobbers, Puni players, and Tsum Tsumers, Robbett here. This is my first in what will become an ongoing series of videos about Line's Disney Tsum Tsum game if you, the viewers, enjoy it. Tsum Tsum is the game that I started playing before Wibwob and stopped playing when I picked up Puni, but have come back to now that Wibwob is a little slow lately. Tsum Tsum is by the same developers as Wibble, Wobble, and Puni, and the game mechanics are amazingly similar, so I hope you'll enjoy it like I do. If you haven't played Wibwob or Puni before, don't worry, this video is for everyone interested in the Tsum Tsum game. So, what's a Tsum? Tsums are Disney, Pixar, Lucasfilm, or Marvel characters that have been miniaturized and turned into ridiculously cute plush toys. The toys themselves were actually developed as a tie-in to the Tsum Tsum mobile and arcade games in Japan. Tsum comes from the Japanese verb meaning to stack. You'll see why that name makes a lot of sense very soon. First things first. The game is available on Android and iOS, so just grab it from the App Store. There are two versions, a Japanese version in Japan and an international version for everywhere else. You can choose from a variety of available languages in the international version. You don't need to create an account, but it really helps for a variety of reasons. The game was made in cooperation with Line, a Japanese social network. If you create a Line account, you then use that to sign in, and it'll save all your game data online. Additionally, having Line is how you add friends, which will become important. In order to go through some of the initial experience, I've got a brand new account here that we'll start off with. When you open the app for the first time, it'll ask you about linking a Line account. I strongly suggest you do it. For the purposes of the first part of this video, I've skipped that, and I'm just using a guest account. The first thing they do is give us the backstory. There isn't much. Tsum Tsum was created as an arcade-style puzzle game, and they're light on plot points. In order to play the game, you need a Tsum, and the good news is that they're going to give us one for free. Tsum Tsum is a gacha or capsule game, and one of the gachas is called a happiness box, which is what has given us Mickey here. Mickey will be our first Tsum, and he's a center popper. Here are the basics of the game. We're going to be connecting lines or chains of Tsums, which will in turn remove them from the playfield, scoring points and getting coins. Longer chains give higher scores. If you link a chain which has 7 or more Tsums in it, you'll create a magic bubble. Tapping the magic bubble will clear the Tsums around it. There are various different bubbles which add bonus effects. There will be several different Tsums on the playfield, and whenever you link that Tsum you've chosen, in our case Mickey, it'll build up the skill meter in the bottom left. When it's fully charged, it'll be yellow, and you can tap it to unleash your Tsum's skill. Every time a Tsum is cleared, even if it isn't the single Tsum you've chosen to play with, if it's in your collection, it'll gain experience. As you'll see in a minute, Tsums fall from the top of the playfield and experience gravity and physics, so if you'd like, you can turn the gyro on and control their fall by tilting your device. Additionally, you can use the shuffle button, which looks like a fan, to mix up the Tsums if you're not finding good chains. There are a ton of things to learn about the game, and we'll cover more of them very soon. Here's our very first game. You'll see that there are 5 different Tsums on the playfield, the one we've chosen, Mickey, and 4 others that have been chosen randomly. The other Tsums will be chosen from the available Tsums that don't clash with the color of your Tsum, so it's relatively easy to pick them out on the playfield. I'm just playing as I normally would, and you'll notice that as I link up chains, it's showing the amount of points and coins I get from each of them. The fever gauge in the bottom middle is filling up as I chain Tsums, and additionally any Mickey chains are starting to fill up the skill meter. Once we fill up the fever gauge, we go into fever mode. A few things will happen in fever mode, which lasts for 10 seconds. First, 5 seconds are added to your total time. Second, Tsums link up faster. Third, combos aren't broken even if you stop linking. Hold on, I didn't talk about combos. The combo counter goes up so long as you keep linking without too much of a break in between chains. The higher your combo count, the more bonus you get for clearing Tsums, so you want to keep it going as long as possible. You'll also notice the magic bubbles showing up every once in a while. I'm getting the plain bubbles because I'm not making very long chains right now, but the longer the chain, the better the chance you have of getting specific bubble types. Remember how I said Tsums link up more quickly in Fever? If you have a long chain, it'll take some time for it to transition off the board. If you use a magic bubble during that period, it'll instantly get it off the board, saving valuable seconds. Whenever Mickey's skill meter is full, I'm using his skill, which is to pop a bunch of Tsums right in the center of the playfield. If Mickey's skill were higher, he'd pop more. Using both bubbles and popping skills can help you fill up your fever gauge just like clearing Tsum by linking. Every once in a while, you might also notice a large Tsum on the playfield. These count as 5 Tsums, so they make chaining really easy. There are a ton of strategies to learn about how to make the best use of time, when to use skills, bubbles, etc. But for now, let's keep figuring out the basics of the game. At the end here, you can see me demonstrating the shuffle button, which uses up time, but can be helpful in a pinch. Now that the round is ended, experience is awarded to Mickey for the number of Mickey Tsums that were popped. Since he's the only Tsum we have, no other Tsums got experience. In addition to your Tsums having levels, you as a player also have a level, and we've made it to the second level as a result of our first puzzle. For a level up bonus, we get a persistent score bonus, a ruby, and a ticket for another happiness box Tsum. With our first puzzle, we've set a new high score, and that'll be tracked for the life of your account, but also each week as part of a leaderboard. More on that later. On this end screen, we can see our score, any bonuses that were applied, the amount of experience shown after the star, and the amount of coins we received. In the upper right is our inbox, and you can see we have 7 new items, so let's check it out. In addition to the items we got for leveling up, we also got a bunch of welcome items that'll make it a lot easier to start out. Let's close out this screen and we'll head to the main screen that lets us know about the welcome gift we already received. It also tells us that there's an event currently going on. Furthermore, there are pickup capsules in the store. More on all of these soon. Lastly, since we're flush with all of the coins from our welcome gift in first battle, it tells us we can buy a box and get another Tsum. Let's tap Mickey in the bottom right. This is where our collection of Tsums live, currently inhabited by one very lonely Mickey. At the top, since Mickey is selected, you can see his current level, how much score you get per Mickey cleared, his skill level, and what his skill does. Also that he's part of the Mickey and Friends series, which is useful to know for certain missions. There are currently slots for 180 unique Tsums in the international version of the game, and you can access them as you receive them from boxes and events. We'll go to the store to get some more Tsums by tapping the store button in the bottom right. Depending on what's going on, there will be between 2 and 3 stores available. Right now there are the happiness boxes, which are the basic Tsums. Pickup capsules, which are a limited time and a little bit more predictable in terms of what you'll get. And premium boxes, which have, well, premium Tsums. We've got 4 happiness tickets, so let's go ahead and use them. Our first new Tsum is Eeyore, who changes other Tsums into himself. Next is Eeyore again. Since we already have him, that means his skill level will increase. In this case, it'll go from 1 to 1.5. The higher the skill level, the more times you have to collect a Tsum to get to the next level. Next is Roo. Roo is a vertical popper. Lastly, it's Pluto. Pluto is a horizontal popper. There are more types than poppers, but the happiness Tsums are pretty basic and they're there to get you started. We have 1 premium ticket, so let's get one more Tsum. It's Baymax from Big Hero 6. Baymax is an inflator. He makes random Tsums on the playfield into big Tsums. Now that we've used all of our tickets, you can see how much each type of store costs per Tsum. The basic Tsums in the happiness boxes are 10,000, but all of the premium Tsums in the other stores are 30,000. Early on, that's going to be a lot of coins for you to acquire, but the better your technique and Tsums get, the easier it gets to make money. Of course, if you want to get Tsums without battling for coins, you can trade rubies for coins by tapping the plus next to your coin count. The more rubies you spend, the better deal you get on coins. But Robbett, how do I get rubies? Well, you get one for every level of player experience, and sometimes you get them as rewards, but the way the developer makes their money is that you can buy them with real money. If you enjoy the game, I will always encourage you to support the developers by making in-app purchases if you've got your own money or permission from someone else to spend their money. That being said, I'm going to always show you how to play without needing to spend money. It'll just take time. The game fully supports a free-to-play model. The happiness box has 14 basic Tsums in it, and you can see all of their names, but you can only actually see the Tsums if you've gotten them. Anytime you max out a Tsum, which in the case of a happiness Tsum means skill level 3, you can no longer pull that Tsum from the box. Once you've maxed out all of them, the happiness box won't be an option anymore. If you tap the Show Drop Rates checkbox, you can see the percentage for pulling the various Tsums. The pickup capsule isn't always available, but when it is, it holds 15 premium Tsums. Each time you pull one of the Tsums, it's removed and you know which Tsums you're more likely to get next. If you pull all 15 of them, you get a skill ticket as a reward, which allows you to add skill to any Tsum you choose equivalent to pulling that Tsum. The pickup capsule only shows up from time to time and usually holds a few normal premium Tsums, as well as one or two Tsums that are ordinarily quite hard to get. The premium box is the big one. These are the best Tsums currently available, and it's a rotating group of just under 50 Tsums that will include the current event Tsums as well. You can see the rates here, and they vary by Tsum, but there are specific periods during events where the event Tsums will have increased rates of being pulled. Closing out the store, we're back in our collection, and we now have our new Tsums here as well. They're all arranged by release date, so the few we have are spread out, but all near the beginning. We'll select Eeyore just to try out someone different. In order to do that, tap Eeyore, and then hit the big orange button in the bottom middle that says My Tsum's Set. Now we go back and hit play again. I admit, I'm a little rusty because of my 1-year hiatus, but it comes back to you pretty quickly, and playing Wibble and Puni will make it really easy to begin with. I'm going to speed this one up a little, and just get to Eeyore's skill. Eeyore's skill changes other Tsums into him, and in doing so makes it easier to chain because there are more of him on the board. That in turn, when done right, gets his skill up, and you can keep doing it. Our Eeyore's level isn't very high, so it's not particularly fantastic right now, but it can be really useful. A couple of notes about the end of play. If you have your skill up but haven't used it, you'll see a roulette where one of the Tsums will be randomly chosen, and all of those Tsums on the board will be popped for additional coins and score. If you have bubbles on the board, a last bonus will appear, and the bubbles will be popped one by one. At the end of this puzzle, now that we've gotten a few Tsums, you can see that both Eeyore and Pluto gain experience, which is awesome because it means that you don't have to play every Tsum individually to build their level. Increasing their level is key to earning higher scores. By the way, if you link your Facebook account, you can get 30,000 coins free. I haven't done it, but you can, and you get coins. Back at the main screen, let's quickly check out the pre-puzzle options, which I've skipped over. Before every puzzle, you can spend coins or tickets if you've gotten them through rewards on various bonuses that only impact this one puzzle. The score bonus will give you an additional 10% score. The coin bonus gives you a random amount of extra coins between 50 and 300%. The experience bonus will give you an additional 10% experience. The time bonus will add 5 seconds to the beginning timer to start the game, allowing you to play longer. The bubble bonus removes one Tsum from the requirement to generate bubbles, starting at 6 instead of 7. The 5 to 4 bonus is perhaps the most useful. It'll remove one type of Tsum from the puzzle, meaning there are only 4 choices to link, which is dramatically easier and provides longer chains. The little gear can be found throughout the game and gives various options such as controlling the volume, turning the gyro on and off, and viewing information about your account or the event. Speaking of events, you can access events and bingo cards through the card button in the lower left of the main screen. As I'm recording this, the Pirates Treasure Hunt event is live, which includes 5 event cards plus a bonus 6th card. There are also 10 bingo cards, which are effectively the story mode of Tsum Tsum, but we can't access those until we're level 10. Bingo cards are always available and periodically new ones are added, while event cards change over time and don't come back. Each event differs, but the main theme of events and bingo cards is that you play puzzles to clear specific missions. Every time you clear a mission, you progress to clearing a card, and you gain rewards. In the case of events, you also get limited edition pins you can display on your profile if you're able to complete the event or big portions of it. Each time you clear an event card, there's usually a special puzzle that involves the opportunity to get a lot of coins. As with other gacha games, there are exclusive Tsums available during the event, and they'll give special powers to help beat the event. Therefore, the more coins you spend on the boxes, the greater likelihood there is you'll get event Tsums, and the greater likelihood you'll beat the event. If you're having a really hard time beating a mission, you can spend rubies to lower the difficulty. As an example, let's start the Pirates Treasure Hunt event. There's an X on the map where we can play a mission. The first mission is to get a score of 300,000 or better. If we tap close, nothing will happen, but if we tap challenge, this will become the active mission. You can only have one mission on an event active at any time, while you can have an entire bingo card active attempting multiple missions at once. As much as I enjoy Eeyore, we'll swap him out for Mickey and go for it. You can see that since we have a mission selected, it's displayed prior to the battle. At the top of the playfield, the active mission is displayed, and there's a real-time counter showing how close we are to beating it. At the end, if you haven't succeeded but are close, you might get offered the opportunity to spend rubies to extend your time. Generally, I don't recommend this unless you're desperate, just because of how precious rubies are. Alright, even though Mickey is just skill 1 and level 1, we managed to get 300,000, so the mission will be complete. We've cleared that mission, and for this event that means we've gotten a piece of the treasure map. We also received a reward for completing that portion of the event. The farther you get, the better the rewards. Since more of the map opens up, that yields more X's and more missions. In the future I'll do full event coverage, but for now let's head back to the main screen. Right there in the middle of the screen, it says we can earn coins by inviting friends. In order to do that, we've got to link a line account. Hopefully you do that when you start the game, because friends are a huge help and provide interesting additional aspects of the game. First of all, in order to play a puzzle, you need to spend a heart. That's the unit of energy in this game. If you have less than 5 hearts available, you'll gain a heart every 15 minutes. Once you have 5 hearts saved up, you won't gain any more, which means that you're only going to be able to play once in a while. However, if you have friends, you can send each friend a heart once per hour. Unlike Wibble and Puni, since this game is in cooperation with a social network, you can have as many friends as you like. In my account, I currently have over 1,500 friends, although not all of them are active. Even better, if someone sends you a heart and you accept it within an hour of receiving it, you get 200 coins. Hopefully you can see where this is going. The more friends you have, and the more hearts you send them, and they send you, the more coins you'll get. As far as finding friends, you can leave your line user ID in the comments. I've got mine here in the video. Find other players on the Tsum Tsum subreddit, or search for Tsum Tsum groups online. There are thousands of people online specifically just to play Tsum Tsum, so it's easy to find them. In addition to hearts and coins, friends provide a competitive aspect to the game. The main screen is actually a leaderboard once you have friends, and every single puzzle you play where you can set a new high score for the week determines your place on the leaderboard. At the end of the week, rewards are handed out for your position and the leaderboard resets. If you're familiar with Wibble or Puni, it's the equivalent of playing score attack during every puzzle. There are a ton of Tsums, a ton of different skills, and each Tsum is better at some things like getting coins or others like getting higher scores. Mickey showed you one form of the popping skill, and Eeyore the Tsum changing skill, but there's so many others. You've got inflators, magical bubble makers, slash tracers, link poppers, and even if you're not a big Disney fan, there are a ton of characters from a wide variety of Disney properties. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy the game. If you did and you want to see me cover more Tsum Tsum, please tap the like button. For all the latest Tsum Tsum, Wibble Wobble, and Puni coverage, subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitter. Until the next video, keep stacking those Tsums.